experience was extraordinarily powerful. I was particularly struck by a young woman that I met who was 25 years old, and she could have been my niece. She was 25 and sleeping on an embankment next to the 101 freeway.
I don't think I'm sad right now. I think I'm just angry. Like, I'm really upset at the way that Clifford has been treated and all the different structures that have failed him, you know, like just fallen right through the cracks.
100,000 Homes campaign is a grassroots movement to bring together communities across the country to find housing for the very most vulnerable homeless people in their streets and shelters over the next 3 years. The Vulnerability Index is a survey that's administered to people who are sleeping outside or in the shelters. It takes about 10 minutes, and it finds out how long they've been out there, what health conditions they have that are associated in the research with a high mortality risk. We get their name, date of birth, social security number, and their picture. It takes homelessness from being this abstract, seemingly unsolvable problem to names and pictures and health conditions. 20 communities in the last 2 years used the Vulnerability Index to prioritize housing for the most vulnerable people that they found. And what they did in 1 week, on Monday, we bring together about 100 volunteers, and it takes about 2 hours. We teach them how to do the surveys. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings, these volunteers canvass the streets from 4 to 6 in the morning. So we get them just as they're getting up. We ask them if they want to do the survey. Usually about 90% of the people we talk to agree to do the survey. When you take what seemed like a whole bunch of people on the streets, and you go out and you get the names and their pictures and their health conditions, and you break it down to these smaller chunks of veterans, seniors, frequent users of the hospitals, especially medically fragile youth, it actually is a much more solvable problem in that way. And then communities have taken that information and advocated for the system's change so they can get people housed as quickly as possible. What we just started learning really by listening to what other communities were doing was that once the community had this data in person-specific, rank-ordered by life or death, they started changing their systems. They knew that the status quo, the way that they were doing business, was going to result in those people being on the streets forever or being dead. Again and again, we find that there's people who really want to do something to solve homelessness, and they just don't know what to do. And your local campaign team is an opportunity to bring all those people to the table and give them something productive to do that literally results in knowing who your most vulnerable neighbors are and helping them get into housing and keep that housing. This is a team effort. There's no way we can house the 100,000 most vulnerable people in this country without everybody being part of this team. We want to share the tools with you. We want to connect you with other people that are doing the same thing. All you need to do is go to our website, www.100khomes.org, connect, join, and be part of this movement. It's going to be pretty exciting. I think we're going to fundamentally alter forever the way that this country responds to street homelessness.